Alright, y'all. I ain't gonna front. Phil accidentally has a decent show every once in a while. Not a great show. Not, wow, maybe the old dog learned a new trick type of show. Just a decent one, you know? And that's what makes this whole day one big ass punchline. Because the morning show actually starts out kind of normal. He's talking about gaming news. He's got a real opinion for once. He's not just sitting on his ass in the usual fence sitting, let me emotionally shake the tip jar while pretending this is a podcast mode. So like, for a little while, he almost sounds like a tolerable guy talking about video games. And then he lets the mask slip a little bit because whatever self-control he had burned off by noon. Then Pragmata has dead chat, and Phil acts like that's some grand mystery nobody could possibly solve. And then he starts blurting out the kind of weird commentary ideas that remind you exactly why people stop engaging in the first place. And by the time we hit the daily wrap, Crimson Desert gets Wagequitted into the Shadow Realm. Cause, surprise, the support was weak and the mood went sour, and suddenly, the game he was willing to keep dragging around all day becomes slop. So this whole episode is basically Phil speedrunning both versions of himself. Morning show Phil is almost bearable. Daily rap Phil is back to screaming at the walls because the audience won't fucking clap on command. And the first clip says it all.
But what did they add? Call of Duty, right? That's it. So there's no value proposition to the customer to increase the price. You're going to piss people off. So this morning, you ready for this? At 9 a.m., Asha Sharma made a groundbreaking announcement because she listened directly to what I said and only what I said and nobody else. Are you ready? Here we go.
Alright, now look, I know he's saying that like a joke, right? I get it, you know, he's playing into the hate, but this Phil we talking about. And he has exactly the kind of ego where you know at least 5% of him means it. That's why this shit's funny, because he says it with sarcasm, but it's got that little extra stank on it. That tiny whiff of sincerity where you know he really does think he's some overlooked gaming prophet. Man, this fool swears like corporate at Xbox HQ was sitting in the boardroom like, oh, hold on now. Before we make any moves, hey, what does the guy building attendance for his Dragon Quest streams think? Dude, yo ass made one decent point, and now you talking like your fucking portrait should be on the $100 bill. And to be fair to Phil, the point itself, it wasn't that bad. And I ain't gonna lie, cause that part surprised me a little bit. The Game Pass section is one of the rare moments where he actually sounds locked in instead of just being present, you know? He had something relevant to say, and he wasn't fence sitting, sort of. He had an opinion on a real gaming story, and he actually committed to it. That alone is rare enough to preserve in a friggin' museum. Like, I'm talking like in a glass case with a plaque underneath that says something like, on this day, Phil spoke like a functioning adult for nearly 10 minutes. And I'll even go, even further. Yeah, so like his point about Game Pass getting bloated, being price stupid, and padded with junk a lot of people don't give a fuck about, that's a real take. It ain't him just regurgitating headlines until the damn tip jar twitches, you know? So yeah, credit where credit is due. The morning show Xbox section's decent, but even there, DSP still has to DSP it up, because right next to the decent point, he starts talking like the new CEO should have started performing miracles on his schedule.
My warnings have been listened to. It was all because of me. Because if you remember, a few days ago, right here on one of these streams, I said, Asha Sharma, the new CEO of Xbox, has to start doing something. She's been in her position now for over 2 months, and she's talked a lot and said, I hear what the consumer wants. I hear what gamers want. I'm listening. But no changes have been made. So it's all talk and no action.
Bro, this is the same man who takes 10 years to improve one tiny thing about his own content. Like, for real, I swore I remember him saying shit like he dropped, 5 bands to update his stream setup? Like, am I crazy? Because I'm just here like, where is it? Because I don't see it, you know what I mean? Like, am I crazy, or does everything still look the same? but it looked to me like he bumped up the resolution a little bit just to get a slightly clearer stream for the viewer, because he's got the same overlays, it's the same pacing, the same bitching and moaning. I don't really see any change. But anyway, man, this fool's over here demanding instant corporate reform from a new CEO like she was supposed to fix an entire brand before HR finished her friggin' orientation. The balls on this guy. I mean, assuming he's being serious, you know, Phil wants dramatic change from everybody else on day one. Meanwhile, his own stream evolution moves at the same speed as some motherfuckers trying to ice skate uphill. The twist to this whole shebang is that Morning Phil actually sounds human, and the next part's pretty hilarious. Well, to me it was anyway, because then we get to Pragmata.
And like I said, when I'm playing Mouse PI for Hire, the chat, it was slower, but it was an engaged chat. Like, the chat was dead yesterday. Like, dead. Like, no one was talking. And I'm like, what the heck is going on with this game that no one's interested in it, right? So it's confusing. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. I can't make the game any different. I'm, exploring and doing all the optional stuff. I'm taking on all the fights. It's doing what I can to try to make it interesting. But if it doesn't work, I don't know what to say.
This section was so fucking genius on his part, not because it's smart, because it's dumb in exactly the way Phil always is when he gets too close to the friggin' truth. Yo, this guy, he literally says the more he plays, the less people engage. Exactly, dude. That's the answer. Case closed. We can all go home now. If the more you play, the less people engage, that means you're the fucking problem, not the game, not the genre, not the damn moon phase, not some unexplained anomaly. It's friggin' you. He keeps describing the symptoms of a dead stream like he's friggin' standing over a smoking engine pretending he has no idea why the car won't start, while he's the one fucking pouring sand into the damn gas tank. Oh, and I love when he says he's doing what he can to make it interesting. No, he's not. He's doing exactly what he always does. He's just sitting there, and that shit's not the same thing. Man, I really gotta calm down. But Phil genuinely thinks his physical presence counts as effort. Like just booting up the game, describing every fucking thing he sees on screen, and making the occasional constipated face is enough to carry a stream. It's not. A slow game can still work if the person playing it is funny, observant, and engaged, or capable of filling dead air without making it feel even deader. Phil can't do that shit. So the stream goes limp, the chat gets silent, and support goes to hell. And now he's freaking sitting there like this is a damn crime scene. People got bored. And I know he ain't trying to hear that shit, cause boring is the one thing he can't just blame on trolls, or the audience being too stupid to appreciate him. But that's just what it is. They got bored cause the stream was boring, period. And then he somehow makes the whole thing worse.
I don't know. You know, it's my commentary, says Honest Criticism. So what kind of commentary would you like me to be doing on Pragmata then? Would you like me to be over-the-top sexual jokes, racial commentary? Like, would you like me to comment on the fact that the voice actress of Diana, the small white girl, is actually an adult black woman and act like this is some kind of a big culture wars deal? How dare they? It's cultural appropriation. They should have given it to a white girl as the voice actor. Is that what you want? Is that the kind of commentary that you want when I play the game? You know, commentary that has nothing to do with the game? That's what you want. People say yes. Okay, so you're an idiot. I understand. You're a dunce. You're a moron. Okay, got it.
Nobody asked for that. Nobody dragged that out of him. That came straight from his mind. And that's exactly why people get tired of his ass. Because he's trying to argue against dumb shock commentary, which is fine, right? But the examples he picks are the exact same kind of unwatchable garbage that make his dumbass exhausting in the first place. You're playing a game where a child android is a part of the main storyline, and your brain instantly wanders over to sexual jokes, race bait, and culture war bullshit? Why? Why is your mind built like a gas station bathroom wall? That's not fucking commentary in the slightest. That's just a grown-ass man making the whole stream feel like a room people suddenly remember they don't need to be in. And then after bringing all that up himself, he acts like the audience is the problem. No, sir. You don't get to walk into the room carrying the garbage bag and then get mad when the room smells like shit. That whole section is the perfect summary of why Pragmata wasn't catching on. It's not just the game, it's him. It's the way he talks. It's the way he can't friggin' leave a normal conversation alone without making it worse. Then we get to the night stream, and this is where the whole day finally tells the damn truth. Because after that surprisingly normal morning show, the daily wrap opens with a full-blown Wagequit meltdown.
Fuck this game. I'm seriously hate it. I'm not playing it anymore. This is the most boring fucking game. Insane repetitive garbage. A plot that is non-existent. Combat that's insanely unengaging and just terrible. I'm not playing it anymore. I'm done. There's no point in playing it. You guys don't care either. You guys don't give a shit. I'm not even kidding. Both chats are saying stop playing it, so I'm done with this fucking thing. It sucks. You don't care about the plot because the plot is fucking nearly non-existent. Fuck this. There's so many cool, unique games I could be playing and not wasting my time on fucking trash slop like this. Crimson Desert can kiss my fucking hairy ass. I'm done with it. Goodbye, Crimson Desert, and good fucking riddance.
Hey, there he is. There's the real Phil, you guys. Earlier in the day, Crimson Desert was still part of the schedule. He was still willing to keep playing it. He was still giving that classic, as long as you guys show up and support it, speech. Once the support starts to slow down though, he all the damn sudden rediscovers what standards are. Now it's slop, incoherent garbage, and a big ass waste of time. Now it's this stitched together sandbox carcass he's finally tired of dragging around. That's why the Wagequit felt so obvious. He clearly hated the game off the rip. The timing's never subtle with DSP. Playing with his money is like playing with his emotions. The money dries up and suddenly he starts asking, why am I even playing this? That's the part that always gives it away, cause if the stream was popping off with donos, oh, you best believe he'd still be dragging that carcass down the hallway with a big ass Kool-Aid smile on his face. So let's be real here. The game didn't become bad in that exact moment. It just became not worth the trouble no more. And then he tries to dress it up in the daily wrap like it was this grand critical awakening. Now he's not just mad, he's a whole ass scholar and giving a damn lecture on quality versus quantity. Now he's telling us people only like Crimson Desert because nobody else knows what a good game is anymore. Settle down there, Professor Wagequit. Now, I know I just said all that, but I ain't saying all his complaints are wrong. I mean, they kind of are, because from what I've seen, it seems like he just kind of rushed the game and just generally sucks at it. The banner mission sounds miserable. The pacing sounds awful. The story sounds like ass. But he can't just say that. He has to turn every bad stream into a moral indictment of modern gaming. Everything has to become dramatic. He gotta turn it all into some kind of betrayal. Everything has to become slop the second it stops filling his coffers. And the pattern sort of reveals itself when he tells on himself again when he talks about support. He says Dragon Quest only getting around $60 was obviously bad. Why is that obviously bad if there aren't any clear goals attached? When the money doesn't move the way he wants, the whole thing gets treated like it's some damn natural disaster. And once Crimson Desert had a weak night, it was wraps. And suddenly, this thing he was still hauling around turned into radioactive waste. And then the backup plan is Retro Fighters, which should be a fun little save, right? But even there, Phil, well, he still can't help being Phil. Anybody who beats his ass is abusing lag. Anybody ranked above his dumbass is a scrub. Kind of like, isn't that the same shit LTG says? Anyway, nothing counts unless he wins in a way that lets him narrate himself like some washed up legend still policing the arcade cabinets. He can never just pivot and have fun. Nah, he has to pivot, cope, and make damn sure he still sounds like the best player in the room. And by the end of the rap, he circles back to the real thing anyway. The stream ended up pretty good supported. And there's his thesis statement, ladies and gentlemen. He pretty good supported, bro. And I thought I was dumb as hell. But yeah, anyway, morning Phil was reasonable, right? Afternoon Phil was confused a little bit. Night Phil was a wage-quitting asshole. Wrap-up Phil checked the total and decided maybe the evening wasn't so tragic after all. And honestly, that's why this episode works so well, because you got both versions of him in one day. You got the rare version that can almost pass for a normal gaming commentator, and then you got the real version who, for the life of him, can't handle low engagement without sounding like somebody needs to be blamed for it. So, I'll give him this. The Xbox section, pretty good. It was actually relevant and kind of concise. He sounded like a man with something to say. That version of Phil is tolerable. Problem is, that version of Phil has the lifespan of a fucking fruit fly. Cause the second the stream goes cold and his whales aren't there to bail his ass out, the whole act just falls apart. Then he pretends to be confused about it all and denies the situation at hand and blames everything and everyone around him. Then rages at his tens of actual viewers, and a few of those are actual fans, so imagine how crazy he must come off to them. Then comes the post-game sermon where he bitches some more about how it's the audience's fault that he didn't reach his metrics. See, this is why this shit is funny as hell to me. It's not totally not because he was awful the entire time, but because he proved his goofy ass could almost act normal. And then, by the end of the night, he was right back to being the same guy who thinks dead chat is some damn mystery. Low support is a fucking catastrophe, and every game inevitably becomes slop the second it stops being financially convenient to pretend otherwise. He had one decent morning and then completely unraveled by night. This guy. Man's literally said the more he plays, the less people engage, and still, he couldn't quite finish the thought. Anyway, that's the end of the video for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for leaving funny comments on my videos. I do read them on my breaks when I'm at work. Y'all crack me up. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.